Hey y'all, it's your girl Maddy, and we are into another episode of Café con Leche. And if you've missed my last few episodes, you have been doing yourself a disservice because we have been talking about paranormal activities. If you missed the last episode with me and my sister Anna, who is joining me for this episode, we were talking about the Amityville Horror and The Exorcist, the actual stories that happen behind the movies. So if you don't know, make sure you check it out. There's also a little bonus at the end where we talk about a little experience we had watching The Exorcist. So you're in here, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that like, and don't you forget to drop me a comment, hit that notification bell, and people, let's get it started. Hey sis!
Hey!
How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. I got my café con leche again.
I didn't get mine.
That's okay. That's okay. Make sure you get yours after the show.
Yes.
My café con leche is the same boring caramel macchiato. I am willing to take suggestions in the comments if you have any cool flavored type coffee suggestions, because I like caramel macchiatos and I also like mocha lattes. So people, we grew up in a paranormal apartment where we experienced so many freaking different hauntings. It was terrifying. I cannot tell you how many sleepless nights I had in that house. I guess, sis, you can attest to those.
Ooh, yeah.
Sleepless nights were common. I never really used to sleep as a teenager. It was really, really weird. I used to sleep a lot in the day because sleeping at night was forget it. But the story that I'm going to tell actually starts in the day. This is legitimately, I think, the creepiest experience that I had, because the whole entire time I was going through this, I felt like something was there. So here we go. So it was in the middle of the day. It was a weekend, and I was on my bed watching TV. And I started feeling a little strange. And in that household, you always can tell when something was kind of about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And right, like you could just feel it. Like I was hearing footsteps, but I would always attest that to, it's the next door neighbors. That's why the floor in my room is creaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You always
Next
try
door.
to go denial, right?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm laying there. And I'm talking about it just out of nowhere. My bed starts to shake. I had a metal frame bed, a full-size metal frame bed. You know,
Iron, very heavy bed.
yes, very heavy.
Iron, yes, super.
Okay. So I was laying there and I had a small room. The door was like legitimately right next to my bed. So I'm in the bed and all of a sudden my bed starts to shake. It wasn't like a minute long. It wasn't like a, like, oh, that was nothing. No, it was a rumbling for like a few seconds where this, feels like an earthquake.
Yeah.
But that only the bed is shaking because your TV's not rocking. Nothing else is moving. It's just your bed. And I jumped off my bed. I flew off the bed and I ran out the door. And I told Mom, and I said, my bed was just shaking. And she said, the next door neighbor's playing music and that vibration vibrated your bed. And I was
That's mom.
Yeah. I said, the music vibrated my bed like that? I was like, oh, fuck no. Like, this is crazy.
Like, okay, Mom. Nope.
Right. So
sounds like her.
Sounds like my mom, because my mom, like I said in one of my very first episodes for this show, had things walk on her back, and she was just like, the dead are around, the dead are walking. Here they go. Hello. And no, if I cannot see what is causing these things, I'm gonna fucking freak. So fast forward to nighttime. So nothing else happened during the day. Nobody believed me. Or if they did the usual. Let's go into denial mode because so much shit happens in this apartment that if we, dwell on every single little paranormal activity, we'll be at this all day, every
Yeah.
day. So
Yeah.
for the ones that weren't as traumatizing, like your bed shaking in the middle of the day, they move it on. It's the neighbors. So
The neighbors are like, wow.
So like I said, I did not sleep in that house. And especially on a Saturday night, I'm not sleeping. Like I'll be up late. I'll be watching TV. I'll be listening to music. I would love to write. Sometimes I would write all night. I cannot tell you specifically what I was doing that night because that I cannot recall. But I was up and I was in my room and it was like around 1 or 2 in the morning. Everyone is supposed to be asleep. However, one of our brothers, right? He used to love to use the bathroom between 12 and 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. Like he'll go in there, he'll use the toilet, he'll take a shower. And I knew this because my bedroom shared a wall with the bathroom. So anything that, and the kitchen. So anything that happened in the kitchen, my bedroom opened up into the kitchen. And within the kitchen, there was the door to the bathroom. Okay. So anything that happened in the kitchen, in the bathroom, I would hear it clearly. So I had to use the bathroom. I was like, I gotta pee. So I am getting ready to go pee, but I hear in the kitchen, I hear the bathroom door open. I hear it close. When I tell you the walls were so thin, I can hear you flicking on the light. Like I can hear that.
Yes. Yes, okay. You can hear that. That's crazy. Right? Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? So I heard the light flicking on. And at this moment, I'm like, fuck, rolls in the bathroom. Like, I gotta pee, and this motherfucker's gonna be in there for hours. Mind you, while I'm thinking this, I hear my mom used to, I don't know if you guys ever order Chinese food, but sometimes you would get plastic containers if you ever order like a wonton soup or whatever, and she tend to keep those plastic containers and use them to like clean stuff in the bathroom, and they will always be on the corner of the tub.
Bathtub. Yep. Yeah, the tub. Mm-hmm.
I heard that fall into the tub. I heard the tub water. I heard the toilet seat open. I heard the water turn on, and I'm like, fuck. Like he's gonna be there all night. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna knock on the door and I'm gonna tell him, hurry the fuck up because I gotta pee. So I proceed to go to my door. Okay, I'm still hearing all the noises. The water's running. I open the door. The minute that the door is open, I stop hearing everything. Okay, and I'm like, oh, that's fucking weird. All the lights are off. I'm expecting to see a bright light coming out of the bottom of the bathroom door because clearly someone's in there and they turned on the light, right? Well, I go into the kitchen. I don't hear shit, okay? And when I look towards the bathroom door, not only is there no light coming out of the bathroom, the door is not closed. The door is like, it's not ajar, but it's like sitting together. You can clearly see the door is not closed. Already I'm starting, like my heart's already like.
Oh my God. Yeah, that had to be creepy as hell. Oh my God.
I'm looking towards the bathroom and I'm like, he's in there. My brother is in there. He is in there. Fuck this shit. He's in there. And I'm like trying to convince myself as I'm walking to the bathroom. And when I grab the handle, I take a deep breath. And when I open the door, the light is off. There's no water running. The toilet seat's down. And that little cup is still on the rim of the tub. So I'm just stuck there staring. Now it's dark in the kitchen. The only light is coming out of my bedroom. Yeah. And I'm like looking around because this is not the first paranormal experience I've had. I've had them my whole life. But this has been the freakiest one. And I'm like, fuck, no. I'm like, my brother's playing with me. So I ran through the living room because it's my bedroom, opens up into the kitchen. Inside the kitchen is the bathroom. But from the kitchen, goes the living room. From the living room, there's a bedroom right in the living room, which is my parents' bedroom at the time. And then to the right is the last bedroom, which is where my brothers were.
Next to the hallway.
I go in there. I mean, I went in there fast, expecting to find
catch him in the act. Like he just left.
I went like, open the door. Not only, I mean, you could tell these guys were deep asleep. Okay, you can't fake it. They were sleeping so deeply, and my brain was trying to rationalize this. Think about it. I heard noises up until I swung my own door open. There was no time for anybody to run out of the bathroom and go. You
would have seen them, of course, absolutely, without a doubt.
But you're trying to rationalize what just happened. So at this point, I forgot I had to pee. Fuck the pee. I'll pee on myself. I ran back to my room, locked the door this time, and I sat on my bed, kind of like staring at my door because I'm like, what just happened? I'm by myself. Everybody's sleeping. And you would think it would end there. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because next came the knocking. Literally like that.
Jeez.
I think it happened like 3 times. 3 knocks, 3 times. And I'm like...
That's like creepy as hell when you're by yourself in that room.
By myself. I was about 15. So I was like, who is it? Nobody. I was like, Roland, stop fucking around. I don't hear nothing. So I immediately, like, I don't know how I did this, but I just like, I jumped up, unlocked the door, and I opened it. There was nobody there. I ran back to my brother's room because, yes, I couldn't believe this was happening. And I ran back to my brother's room, and in the same position that they were, that's exactly how they were when I saw them again. And I said, fuck this shit. I went back into my room, locked the door. I did not go back outside, but I did hear more stuff. So after that, after I came back into the room, there was no more knocking. The last thing that did happen was the knob started to rattle. I was like, I know that's not my brother's at this point.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, nope.
And that, people, it rattled a couple of times for a few minutes, and I was all the way into the corner. With my knees up on my chest, how we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Up on my chest. And I had a lot of like teddy bears and stuff at that time. And I know I'm 15, but I arranged every single teddy bear surrounding me because that's how fucking freaked out I was. Lights on all night. I saw the sun come up, and that's how I spent the freakiest fucking paranormal experience of my life in that house.
Yeah, that was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I think, sis, that you beat me when it comes to creepy experiences.
I think, well...
Because ain't nothing touch me.
Go
ahead, sister. This is the story of Anna.
All right. Oh, my God. This was an occurrence that would happen. I was a teenager, and it happened often. We're talking almost every night. It came to a point where I didn't want to sleep. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like I dreaded sleeping. But in our house, as your sister can attest, you have rules. You got to be in bed by a certain time. You go to school. Sleeping for me was one of the worst things ever because of the things that we experienced. And, we all had our experiences. But with me, I just, oh my God, when it came time to sleep, my eyes, like when things are dark, they seem even darker. It's kind of like that, advanced darkness or something. Like, what the hell? It's like, oh my God, like a black hole of darkness, but you can still see things. So this was what happened to me, happened for a very long period of time. And this happened in that room where was our brother's, the room next to the hallway, that long ass hallway. So what would happen is
our room too, Anna and I.
Yes, exactly. So what would happen is, and I'm talking teenage, I was like 12, 13, and this would be, it was pretty, yeah, exactly, or baby. It was pretty much every night. So it would start off, I would be sleeping, but try to sleep, but I would always see like a dark figure at the front of the door. always. And at a time, the way the apartment was set up, that bedroom had two doors, one leading into the living room, the other one touching the hallway.
Yeah.
So the door touching the hallway, I will always see this figure just standing there, dark, as you couldn't see any, but you saw it was a figure. It was maybe like 5 feet tall, and it was there every single night. I would look at it, and it's like you want to scream, but you know when you're caught in that grip of terror, that you're just, your blood runs cold and you can't scream, you can't say anything, nothing comes out of your mouth, and you're like like one of those moments. Absolutely. So I would see that figure, and then when I was finally able to like move and turn myself to the side and sleep on my side, that's what happened. What happened now was what would occur after this. I would feel a huge presence. Presence. We're talking about hundreds of pounds, and we've always been like skinny growing up, and wow. It would climb on top of me, like completely, while I'm lying on my side, and it will crush me. You know, like you're feeling you're being crushed, like an elephant sitting on your chest. So you're lying on my side, and that figure, whatever, would just come and just, be completely on top of me. But the creepiest part is where, it would have, I would say head, I don't know what it is, would be on this side, because I would sleep towards this side. So it would come here on my ear, and it would be,
fuck that.
Nah. And the crazy thing is, it was right in my ear, and even crazier still, you can feel the breath, the heat of, as it said my name. And this happened every night. So imagine, I can't move, the weight is on me, and I am awake. This is not a dream. I am awake, but I'm completely paralyzed. And you feel the heat, the breath, and my name. And this happened every single night. And it wouldn't be until I like mustered enough like to be able to, my voice, and then I would start yelling. This happened for so long. I can't even tell you how many nights that I didn't sleep. Like sleeping was the most horrific thing, because I knew what was coming, So, it's like, it's a horrible thing, because then people are like, you're having a nightmare, you're dreaming. No, this was real. Yeah. Like when I tell you this is real, this is real. When you're awake. When you're awake, and when you're sleeping. Like I get nightmares. And when I have nightmares, even till today, my husband wakes me up. Like, he'll wake me up because I'll probably sleep, but I had a nightmare. I was sleeping.
Exactly.
I was awake. Okay. And for me to be able to finally move and get control, it would take a while until like I was able to because I'll be like, Mom, trying, like when you're trying to call out to anybody.
Yes.
Yeah. So it would take quite a few tries, but every single time. And, and it felt, the weight was so heavy that you feel the bed sinking. Like, because I didn't weigh that much. I was always very skinny.
Yeah, you were very skinny.
Always very skinny. Like we're talking stick figure skinny, basically.
All of my siblings were skinny.
All of us, we were all like that.
Like, I was not a stick figure.
I didn't gain a lot of weight until after I had my kids, really. But this happened throughout our teenage years. A lot of the things, and I'm like, so pretty much every night. It was very hard. It went on for a very long time. That particular situation. I can't tell you when it finally stopped, but it went on for a very, very long time. Sleeping was absolutely terrifying for me, because as soon as I turned on my side to not see what I was seeing in front of the door, because that's what I would turn. I will initially turn because I was looking at the figure, and I figure, okay, I'm going to turn on my side so I don't have to see it anymore. But then that's what came next. So
it broke.
Absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
And this thing even got you once in a room full of people. Like that wouldn't even save you. We used to sleep together when when summer would come around because
Yes.
we were poor.
Yes.
And
Yes.
we had one air conditioner and we would all pile up on the floor in my
Mm-hmm.
parents' bedroom. Again, I was still a baby when this happened.
You're absolutely right.
I do remember the story that you told me.
Yes.
That
And not only that, it would happen. Yes, exactly. Like when we only have one AC, it would happen when in that same room where we had, like, usually we always have one family or another. I remember one time our aunt from our father's side, she was there one time, and it never failed to happen. Like, so it was something that always occurred because, we would like cramp up into one room. Either we were trying to get the heat because it was too cold by sleeping together, or it was too hot and we were sharing the air conditioner. Right. So a lot of times I wasn't by myself, and it would still happen.
Can you guys imagine something like this? Y'all in the room, in the comments, can you guys imagine something like that? Like, we grew up like with a fucked up, like, we were fucked because, our household was rough because, we had a rough father who was completely abusive verbally and physically. And then we're dealing with all these paranormal issues, which I have always, always, always said were connected to him. Like, I feel they all stemmed from him.
We have a feeling that, yes, because it just kind of came with him, unfortunately. And we were all just unfortunately pulled into all of this, but it was rough because you're young, you're going to school,
nobody understands,
and people think we're like nuts or something, or nobody believes you, but to experience that every night, it was hard.
It was rough.
Really,
and you
hard.
know what,
it
came with him and it left with him.
Exactly.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but I stated in one of my episodes that all the paranormal activity started on my mom and dad's wedding night.
That very night when they got married. That's crazy. It was like signs, It
was signs. And you know what's crazy? My dad had told me once on the very rare occasions, and when I say rare, I say rare, where he would actually have a conversation with us.
I know those were weird and rare.
That's why, that's why I can like remember it almost vividly. He was talking about this before, right? This was before he married mom. That he was in the fields in Dominican Republic. We are Dominican, in case anybody's wondering. Generation. My father was in Dominican Republic. Our father was in DR, and he was with his brother, and they were like in the fields, and they would have like machetes to like cut down things.
Machetes, yeah.
Machetes. Did I say machetes?
You sure did. Machetes. Wow. Machete. I think it's machetes.
And and it was dark, and he said like he saw something like in the field, and it was like ruffling the grass, and he just told this whole story about like how freaked out and how things used to happen. And I'm like, sure, mom never had any experiences until she met you. So that's I feel. Yeah, and his mom was an evil wench too, our grandmother. So that's generation of shit. So, but anyway, those are some of our creepiest, if not our creepiest experiences growing up. And there's a million more, but we're not going to get into those today. Maybe in the future, we'll revisit some of them. Maybe I'll get my brothers to come on and tell some of their stories.
Yes, my kids also experienced, it just passed on.
It just kept going, but it's over now, thank God. And we've moved on. And for those who are naysayers, you know what? Not one of us, not a single human being on this earth, whether past, present, or in the future, knows everything about everything. You don't know nothing. Like the universe has not been explored. The ocean depths have not been explored. 80% of the ocean is unexplored. We do not know everything. We do not understand everything. So to even claim that this is not real, or to just put your foot down and say, this is bullshit.
They're full of shit.
Yeah, it's a real closed-minded way to be, but I'm not judging you.
Yeah.
If you experience it for yourself, you're going to feel a little differently. I hope you never do, because it's not fun.
Never.
Enjoy the movies and enjoy these stories, because living it is not cool.
But anyway,
Thank you, sis, for joining me once again.
Always have a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Had so much fun.
Yay,
Be telling our horror stories.
yes. And we can tell them now because it's in the past. But as you can see,
Yes.
even though I've heard your story a million times, I can't help but to freak out every single
Absolutely.
time.
Yeah, your story freaked me out. Well, oh my gosh.
It's freaky either way. You
It
know,
is.
the unexplained is freaky. But
Always.
anyway, also, if you guys like wrestling, I have a live show that I do every Thursday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. It's a lot of fun. I invite other podcasters to come on and talk wrestling with me. So I hope you join. And please, again, don't forget to subscribe. Check me out. I have a TikTok now. I'm on TikTok, y'all. And I'm on Twitter. Look me up at Top Rope Squishy. It's been good, y'all. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye. Bye.